Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to yet another bleak dystopian video regarding the game industry, where cuts are so frequent that I can't even keep up with it, and even the numbers now are skewed. But we are around about 10.5 to 11,000 jobs gone in the first 4 months, and the vast majority of those cuts came within the first 2 months of the year. And here we are talking about one of the biggest games publishers, that is Take-Two Interactive, who have the behemoth, the most profitable form of media of all time, including that which includes music, films, games, whatever else you can think of. GTA 5 is the most profitable thing of that of all time. And Strauss said last year, actually it wasn't a couple of months ago when he said that he wasn't going to cut any jobs, and here he is cutting 580 jobs, which is still small compared to everywhere else, but it's so unnecessary because this is just adding more people out there looking for work, and I applaud people that want to work in the game industry, because God knows you people are braver than I could ever be to put up with this kind of cutthroat industry and this volatile industry where you're at the mercy of shareholders, okay, and you just cannot artistically express yourself in any way that doesn't follow a generic soulless pattern of live service garbage. I mean, take a look at, before I go for the tangent, let me just read this article. It's from Kotaku. I've read a bunch of different articles, but they actually streamline it a bit better than the other places. I can't believe I said that about Kotaku, given the recent controversies surrounding them and their garbage owner, who's a complete cretin, another person whose company has destroyed online media. So anyway, I digress. Grand Theft Auto 6 publisher Take-Two Interactive announces massive cuts in an SEC filing at the end of the business day. The company revealed it will lay off 5% of its roughly 11,000 strong workforce, so that's about 580-ish, 600-ish. And has cancelled several in-development projects valued at $140 million. So, not only have they cut workers, they've cancelled $140 million worth of projects. So these are games that were in development. We're talking remakes, we're talking original titles from the company that has Rockstar, they're a one-game company. They can't function and work on multiple projects at one time. That's just why so many people have left and now gone off to do their thing. And the sooner we hear from them, the better. But then they churn out generic garbage like fucking the Lego 2K games and the racing game, which was absolute pish. Wrestling, pish. Basketball, complete pish. And, by the way, they also have, I believe they have the FIFA license as well. So I can't wait for the generic pish they churn out with that crap. But they've cancelled a whole lot of projects in development. They bought Gearbox Interactive, the publishers of Borderlands. And I don't like Borderlands. I think they're not my cup of tea, and I can't stand the owner of that company either. He's a complete cretin. But there's a huge fan base for Borderlands, and I feel bad for those people because that company is now just going to get swallowed up and will likely cease to be anything other than a live service pile of crap under Take-Two Interactive, and they lost a bunch of workers as well. And so on top of that, we've got more job losses here, and it's just, even Sony have done it. Sony with Spider-Man 2, which sold I think it broke a record for biggest first day sales, and yet they still cut jobs from that company. I forget the name of the company. I keep calling them Naughty Dog, but it's not Naughty Dog. It's something else. And Insomniac Games. There we go. Got there in the end. They've even culled jobs from Insomniac Games. And it's just like, well, that just puts a huge strain on the workforce. And then you're going to have to get agency staff in, which costs more. And it's a terribly... Well, I mean, capitalism in general is just fucking inefficient by design. So anyway, the company estimates that it will incur approximately 160 to 200 million in total charges in connection with the plan. Take-Two wrote in its filing, the company execs expects 40 to 60 million of total charges to result in future cash expenditures. The total charges consist of approximately, related to blah, 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 capital. Okay, yeah. Bunch of stupid gibberish here. Nothing. When you're making 2.2 billion, this crap numbers here is just a drop in the ocean. These surprise cuts come less than a month. Oh, there you go. Less than a month after Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick told IGN, the company, that he had no plans to lay off any more employees following a cost-cutting reduction program teased in March in an investor call. The company is expecting a massive boost in sales. GTA 5 made money. GTA 6 is going to make a country load of money. So, and no, I have no interest in buying that bloody game because I just Rockstar bore the living piss out of me. I don't know who's more boring at making games, them or Ubisoft. And I know people go, what can you say about that? Listen, mate, the game engine is so outdated, it's so arse backwards that they're part of the problem. You went from GTA 3, San Andreas, which you could do a million one things, to GTA 4, which is bogged down realism and it's so bloody boring. The only fun part was the online chaos that you could cause. And even that was bare bones. And we're talking mid-2000s here, Anyway, Take-Two recently announced the plans to acquire Gearbox Entertainment. Yeah, we know that. Borderlands, blah, blah, 2K, blah, blah, blah. The deal would be financed by a sale of new Take-Two stock. In addition, GTA 6, Take-Two and its subsidiaries also have new BioShock and Mafia games in development. Are they in development now? Or are these part of the projects that were culled? I mean, people have been screaming for a new BioShock game. I don't know why. Boring. And plus, they cried like babies over the politics of BioShock 3. Bloody snowflakes. And the Mafia games. Again, the Mafia games, they're so... outdated. They were outdated when they came out originally, and now they're even more outdated. So do I really care about another Mafia game? Anyway, while Ken Levine's Ghost Story Games work on Judas, which looks like BioShock in space. Yeah. Take-Two reported net bookings of 1.2 billion last quarter, up 20% from a year ago. Zelnick raked in over 40 million in total compensation as head of the company last year, thanks in part to bonuses pegged to getting players to spend more money on microtransactions. Of course. Well, yeah, obviously. He got 40 million in compensation. And this is where my issue lies with companies like this. It's like they're not making losses, they're making record profits, but they want record payouts and dividends, so they'll cull the workforce. And it also shows to the stock exchange that, hey, look, we're still running an efficient operation here, even though they're not. And that drives up the value of the stock, which gives them even more money. It's the antithesis of running a society where you cull and treat your workforce like garbage just so a handful of people can make more money. And I've banged on enough about this. It does my nutting. It really does. Like, I can't stand this company anyway. I don't like Take-Two Interactive. I don't like Rockstar Games. Like, Rockstar was just... run by arseholes who were... There was a huge controversy about a decade ago, or 7-8 years ago, where the then head of creative or boss of Rockstar Games, I don't know if he's still there now, was firing people for bringing up the same points I said, that the game engines need updating, and they were coming up with ideas to how to improve character movements and all this kind of stuff, and just to make things better. And they were firing people of it because, I mean, there was a whole bullying culture there anyway. I mean, insert games company, and what one wasn't, you know. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. This is yet more fuckery, especially when you get 40 million in compensation. Oh my god, that's insane. On top of your... God knows how big your salary... In fact, you know what? While we're here... Strauss... Zoning... Look at that. I just put in STRAU and it already gave us Strauss Zoning. Let's go. Salary. CEO pay. 43 million. So he gets 43 million and he got another 40 million on top of that. What the hell? It's just never enough for these greedy pigs. This is why you need a high, what do you call it? A top rate tax to just I can put these people in their place and just stop hoarding all the wealth. Screw them. Everyone's going to buy GTA 6. They're going to make more money anyway. So this is an exercise in futility. But there you go. More cullings in the game industry. We might talk about it further on Friday for the podcast. The World's Gone Insane. Join us for them. There also is tonight the Star Trek reviews of whatever the latest Star Trek thingy is. That's brilliant, isn't it? I'm so up on things as a nerd that I can't even remember the latest Star Trek. But yes, anyway, they do a wonderful podcast on Star Trek every Thursday when there's... Star Trek Discovery, there we go. But they do a wonderful podcast on Star Trek every Thursday. I'm not a Trekkie and I watch the podcast, so, you know, it's not bias because I won't watch something I'm not interested in, but I'm watching their podcast. And then on every Friday, we do have The World's Gone Insane, where we cover every topic under the sun. We talk news, politics, we talk film, TV, we talk gaming, we talk life, we talk whatever. And if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, put it in the comments on Friday, 9 p.m. UK time, and we will happily talk about it if we know enough about the subject. If we don't know, we're brutally honest, because we're not the sharpest tools in the box. And on that note, don't let normality resume, because normality sucks. Let insanity, anarchy, and chaos resume.